All right, guys, here we are. We're inside the sugar house. This is where the magic happens. And that machine behind me, that is the arch and the rig, and it is the crowning jewel of any sugar house. Is where they boil out the water, and what's left over is the sweet, and it gets sweeter and sweeter and sweeter the more water you boil out of it. This one's pretty cool. They've got they're tapping about 5,000 taps in this with the different bushes they've got. They do a lot of collecting and gathering, a lot of trucking the sap. Unfortunately, it's all up here on the hill somewhere up by my house and up by, you know, all my family lives up here, and so there's different sugar bushes around. They tap all those. But right in here, this is fairly new for this sugar house. They've just recently redone the sugar house, and they brought this nice, beautiful RO, and it processes the sap from the 3% sweet that it would be coming in down to, well, they can change it to a whole bunch of things, but I think they're dumping it in the back of these pans through this big line here, so the processed sap is up above and it comes gravity fed down into there. I think it's about 15%, but you can see all the beautiful wood. This is all new. This used to look very, very different when we started coming here many years ago. I started helping these guys sugar many years ago. I've been helping them for years and years. I can kind of show you, maybe I can. Well, looks like they got, here we go. This is what the sugar house used to look like. Back in the day, there was just a rig out here and the wood was outside. So now they've upgraded all this, and they've got, so in here what you're gonna see is this is gonna be almost syrup. I don't know if you can see the color of that. This needs to be boiled a bit longer. This is what they were boiling the last time. It's what was left when they were done boiling. That's not quite syrup, but it's real sweet. It probably tastes pretty good, but not great. This machine right here is set up with gauges, instruments. It allows the syrup, when it is ready to go, nobody has to sit there and open up a valve anymore. We used to have to open up a valve, crank it, test it, put it back. Now this thing knows when it's syrup. It automatically opens right up, and then it's dumping. And then you can see that this is going to be its collection tank right here. So the only last thing I'd like to show you here is where the fire is made. And I'm going to tell you what, it is a burning inferno of fire. So right now, obviously we got no fire. They're about to come down here and start this thing up here in a bit. So maybe we'll be able to come back down and watch them boil for a bit and get a little bit of video of that. But that firebox will be completely full of fire. They get it as hot as they can. Get that sap boiling down until it starts making syrup. And then as it starts making syrup, it's just an all night. They just stay down here for a couple hours until they get it boiled in. They boil in what they have for sap, but they got to leave what they can in the pans, because if you run them all the way down, that fire is going to burn the bottom of your pans. You got to have syrup, sap in there. You know, they're probably running about an inch and a half of sap all the way around the bottom of that thing, so they don't burn them pans up. You don't want to burn the pans up. That rig right there probably costs more than your pickup truck or something close to it. So you burn them up, your year's done. So like I said, 5,000 taps or so. I wish they were here to ask them how much syrup they made, but this year I think it'll be about $30 to $40 a gallon they'll be selling it for in the bulk. At the store you pay $50 probably for that gallon. This here though is syrup. This right here, let me show you that. That is good syrup. Homemade, Vermont grown, little nectar of the gods, little slice of heaven here on earth is this Vermont Maple Syrup. It's one of my favorite things. Good afternoon.